right? Well, it might be a bit AI. This is something that Babel Color has been working on for ages. Now, Babel Color is a YouTuber who, here, let me pull up his channel, because he's really a remarkable guy, right? He's a YouTuber who's been around for a long time, essentially doing colorizations. Here, let me go to YouTube and see if we can find Babel Color. YouTube. So he's been working on this project called the Timeless Doctors, which it unifies the Jodie era and everything else. But because it's so good, I think it might actually be okay. Let me pull up this channel. Right? I mean, honestly, what was the biggest problem with the Timeless Child? It was shit. Right? It wasn't that it ripped up canon. It did that as well. But if it ripped up canon and was good, right, and then it will be okay, right? And that really wasn't the biggest problem with it. So yeah, he's been a YouTuber for a long time, and he's been working on this for a long time, right? This thing called the Timeless Doctors, and he's just released a scene on Christmas Day. I mean, like you see how much. How long it's been? Like these things are 10 years ago. Oh man, I love to see the Lost in the Dark Dimension Cybermen. We can really like animate them now with AI. I didn't think about that. Whoa, that's gonna be that man. Let me see if I can find that picture and see what I can do live. It's like Lost in the Dark Dimension Cybermen. See if we can find pictures of it. Because oh man, here. Hang on. Because they got a picture of it right there. Open a new tab, and I'll put the tab over here. Yeah, it was mentioned by Graham Harper. But yeah, that was the rough idea of the redesign Cybermen and Ice Warrior. But here's a picture of one. That could really be made into AI now, right? It really could be made into AI. Made with AI. There's so much that can be done. Anyway, so yeah, he's been around for a long time. And done, I would say a lot of very, very good work. So he's been working on this thing called the Timeless Doctors. And again, it ties all of post Jodie Doctor Who into regular Doctor Who, but again, it does it in a way that's good, right? And I know you go, well, that's not possible, but actually, talent and quality shows, right? So here's the first scene he released from it.
These are the last days, when the shadow of the great tower darkened Gallifrey.
So is that AI doing the Tennant voice? And this is the guy who plays what's his name? Brother Dusk from Foundation, right? Which is little to nothing to do with it. I think it's getting similar to the Foundation books as it gets closer to cancellation.
The culmination of Rassilon's tyranny saw the founding of a vast gladiatorial arena on Gallifrey. A sealed environment known as the Death Zone.
Yeah, I mean, if you just see the details on the, you see the thing whizzing around, that looks very reminiscent of that pedestal, right? With the Gallifreyan writing on it. He who wins shall lose, and he who loses shall win.
Lesser races were kidnapped to fight in mortal combat for his amusement. In his hubris, he named those killing fields the Game of Rassilon.
Yeah, I just find this stuff really kind of cool.
But the Timeless Child, pricked by spurious morality, was appalled by what Rassilon had become, and so led the Time Lords in a revolt against his cruelty.
Right here, the Timeless Child has just got, like, if this is the law for Timeless Child, it's a lot better, right? It's a lot stronger, isn't it? Like, now he's one of part of, like, ancient Time Lord.
They rose up and imprisoned him within the death zone, trapped in perpetuity within his own dark tower, bound in eternal sleep. And so ended the old time. Three had become one.
Again, I like this, how this ties seamlessly into $5.
Omega lost within the dark void. Rassilon sealed within the dark tower. Only the Timeless Child remained.
So what they've done here is they've replaced the other from the Virgin New Adventures continuity with the Timeless Child, right? Which I just find, again, you can really jettison the cackhander stuff from Chibnall with it and everything he did. Now once the Timeless Child is like this. Okay, well, the other, I should say. The other, who was a one of the three great Time Lords of Rassilon, Omega, and the other, right? There was this a holiday called Other's Tide, which is when the Doctor was born. Essentially, he was a refugee from Earth and thinks Susan was his granddaughter. He made the Hand of Omega. We saw this in this flashback scene in Lungbarrow. And he eventually throws himself into the Time Lord looms to be reborn at some time. And when he was reborn, he was obviously the Doctor, right? But I like that the other wasn't the Doctor. It was something like qualitatively different. And you could say, you could reinvent the Timeless Child to be something like that, right? But look, bottom line, I just find his creativity meritorious. And my prejudice against the Chibnall, the Law of the Chibnall era, I don't think it's fair to put that on his creativity. Because, again, genuinely what he's doing here is quite good, right? And interesting.
The last of the founding triumvirate. Yet even the child was destined to be lost to the division.
Why?
Yes.
A bit of McCoy at the end there. You can't pull it to Gallifrey and turn. I think this guy's doing a decent job. Honestly, I think he's doing a decent job. Legitimizing is like legitimate BBC cult showrunner who takes over. I don't know. See, look, I don't disagree with everything you're saying. And if the BBC was doing, well, again, I'm torn. If the BBC was doing, I wouldn't be as open-minded. But because it's not the BBC, because it's fandom, and it's fandom, I think, doing a genuinely good job. Right? I think it's fandom doing a great job. I'm much more open-minded to it, right? Because I don't want to shit on people's creativity. And that was very creative. How creative was it? That if you watched it on its own merits, it's actually pretty darn good, right? And that's what I was saying. It's you got to watch it detached. I mean, also you can say, well, it's not really Doctor Who because it's a fan-made project, right? Watching it on its own merits, I think, is actually quite good, right? And again, look, it's been working on it for years. I want to give this guy as much support as possible. Genuinely, I do. I don't want to be the guy who's like who takes a shit on everything because. And again, look, don't be wrong. Everything Chibnall did was wrong. Everything Rusty Davis did in part 2 was wrong. Right? They didn't get anything right. It was a massive failure in every way, shape, or form. I'm not denying any of that. I am saying though, when from like unbelievable, worthless shit, great trees may grow, right? I don't know. I do think there's a way to polish any turd, right? That's my humble opinion on the matter. Anyway, where are we up to? Fine, there was that. And then what else? Oh yeah, so Christopher Eccleston did this, which I think was a bit weird, but okay. Doink.
Your football fever
better than lucky 24/7 sudden death golden goals. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Is that a Doctor Who gag?
Well spotted. If you can actually do that straight down to the camera with a wink and a nudge, that would be brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The fans are going to love it.
Kids watch Doctor Who, I'm not doing it.
It's for your adult fans.
I don't.
Oh, you know, I really, really miss somebody having integrity about Doctor Who.
Give a fuck, I'm not doing it. Not to mention what the BBC sue the arse off you.
Right, was there more of that? Yeah, I thought that was a bit quick here. Christopher Eccleston. What, trust me with a doctor? No, they wouldn't sue him for that. Would they? Is the whole thing like, oh, it's a 15-minute skit? Really? It's a thing to end gambling, right? Yeah. We'll watch a little bit more, just because, you know, I like Christopher Eccleston. I like watching him perform, frankly. Is it downloading or is it just thinking about it? Oh, it's going to be longer, so it's going to take longer to download. Gambling advertisers destroying families. Christopher Eccleston has joined forces of the Coalition to End Gambling Ads to call on the government to... I don't actually disagree with that, frankly. Have a little bit more.
Morning.
Hi, Chris. I'm Cressida, the director. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Great. So we're going to get a bit of makeup on you to start off with.
Thank you.
We're going to start bright, upbeat, fun. We're going to put a pub in the background in post.
Fun.
You've got the script.
Yes, got
Yes,
the script.
fantastic.
And I've learned the lines.
Brilliant.
He looks like he's in hell. Do you reckon this is... I think this is what he's like. Like, really? Oh, God, capitalist garbage. God, oh, God, got to pay the fucking mortgage. Okay,
Do you have a few tweaks?
So I haven't
Nothing
learned the lines.
Nothing to worry about. You're a professional.
Who's asked for the changes?
It's the client.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
you know, we'll just roll with it. Let's go for a rehearsal, shall we?
Do you want me to do an accent? Like, you know what I mean? Make him... thanks for your flatter.
No. They want you to be Christopher Eccleston, right? That's why they're getting you.
No, just be yourself, be natural, be Chris. That's why we chose you. Mm-hmm. To be Chris.
Was David
Lovely.
Tennant not available?
No, it's too expensive. Okay, everyone in position for rehearsal, please. And...
Fancy a flutter? Use your skills to maximise your wins with our new multi-sport ACCAs. And...
Are you all right, Chris?
Yeah, sorry, that
Yeah.
line, use your skills to maximise your wins. Aren't ACCAs pretty hard to win?
Well, if you know your Accrington Stanleys
I have no idea what an actor is.
from your man use, you can't lose, right?
I can't lose, really. Luck's got something to do with it.
You're right, but this is what the client wants us to say on the script, so let's just stick
I'm
with
not
it.
trying to be difficult or anything.
No,
I just...
I mean, like, again, I feel this is probably quite realistic.
Of course.
I just want to get it right.
We should get it right. Thank you for pointing it out. Saffron, can we check that with the client? Let's move on to page 2, okay?
OK. Nothing feeds your football fever better than lucky 24/7 sudden death golden goals. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Is that a Doctor Who gag?
Right, again, I genuinely like the integrity over here.
Well spotted. If you can actually do that straight down to the camera with a wink and a nudge, that would be brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The fans are going to love it.
Kids watch Doctor Who, I'm not doing it.
It's for your adult fans.
I don't give a fuck, I'm not doing it. Not to mention what the BBC sue the arse off you.
All publicity is good publicity, right? Yeah. Okay, top of page 3.
Got a stage direction here. Fist bump Baz. Who's Baz?
Oh, we love Baz. CGI polar bear. It's a last-minute addition from the client.
And he's there for what?
He's the mascot of Flutter Freeze. When the punters see Baz, they can freeze time till the end of the game. Keeps them ahead of the bookie.
Really?
All right, okay, let's get to doing something. You just...
Wouldn't bet on it.
Oh.
I am not going to fucking fist bump Baz because he's a cartoon for kids. Saffron, excuse me, would it be possible for you to get the client on the phone and I'm going to make my own phone call?
Yeah, okay. Chris, you are coming back, aren't you?
Wouldn't bet on it.
Is this the whole thing?
Doing gambling ads. What was the thing that made you ditch it?
Well, because it was straight lies. I mean, you know. And when I turned up, there'd been a load of script changes about...
All right, so that looked like a pretty autobiographical thing. Is there anything else? Fine. Let's just get his actual message into camera.
Risky. He's gone for the Bulgarian table tennis. 2-1 on that phone not being down there for long. How could he resist with all these free bets we're offering him, eh? In fact, we're now offering you more betting opportunities than ever before. But remember...
Why is it always a Londoner who's an evil guy?
When the fun stops, there's always the virtual casino. 24/7. Slots and roulette on your phone. There's a tasty 2-1. Steve's going to be eating baked beans on toast for the 5th time this week. Selling his PlayStation within a fortnight. Will Katie have packed her bags by the time he gets back? Why not make it an accumulator with 3 to 2?
All right, that sounds... I get the point he's making.
Him moving back in with his parents and 7 to 6, then believing him when he says this is the last time.
Well, that's cheery. I feel like I just watched a Balls Trick ad. Yeah, I have to tell you, this is a bit of a Jewish stereotype. And don't be wrong, I actually have the direct first cousin go to spend time in jail for gambling, right? For losing money in gambling or something like that. So, like, you know, this is relative to, this is close to me to a great extent, but I just never understood gambling, right? Because I know what I had to go to get money, and it's insane. We've all worked for a living, you know, and like the amount of work you need to do to get a non-existent piece of shit. I mean, like it's crazy, you know. So like, I just don't see the fun in like gambling. Although I tell you, personally, we really explained. Let's see if we can find this. See if from Cracker, Robbie Coltrane, gambling. And it talks about how great it is, right? Where is it? I can't find it. Oh man, they got a whole thing. Crackle's a great show, right? Crackle's really a great show. Just doing another quick look, see if I find it. No. Well, I can't believe they got 4 episodes on. Right? That blows my mind, right? That literally blows my mind. Okay. Fine. Well, no, good for him, I guess. You know, I think it's quite a principled stand he's making, quite frankly, right? Okay, what to get to next? Well, got fun article, 2 fun articles. Bullshit. Yeah, look at this. It ties into what we just watched. Share screen. Doink. Where are we up to? Doctor Who icon labelled a hero for PSA out calling out gambling ads. I don't disagree with them at all. I mean, I really don't. Gambling is something that destroys people's lives. All right. But it's not. It was like 15 minutes long. That's not an ad. It goes on forever. Right. The 61-year-old created a 15-minute video titled "Stacking the Deck for Campaigning to End Gambling Ads." And again, it was well done, but it was 15 minutes. Who's going to watch 15 bloody minutes? Right? During the video, he embarks on an investigation of the legislation around gambling and gambling advertising in the UK and the argument that they drives people addicted. Well, that's what they're based on. All with the aim of creating a perfect anti-ad. Okay? It's been 13 years since the most cursed BBC finale ruined Christmas. Well, I keep saying things about how bad the Merlin finale was. I can't remember it. Was I even watching it then? I don't know. Oh, that's it. The powerful video features interviews with experts and those personally impacted by the harms of gambling addiction, including Annie Ashton, an activist and campaigner whose husband died of suicide in 2021 after harboring a secret gambling addiction. Again, that's just tragic. I mean, that is absolutely tragic. I can see why. There's so much shame based around it as well. Later, 28 days later, Star, please. It wasn't the Star. He's a big actor, with Joe Way, CEO of the ethical ad agency Don't Panic, who broke down exactly how the gambling adverts lure people in using relatable famous faces. There are sporting ones that generally around football. There are ones that tend to be for white working class person fronting it, where Chris acknowledges that he fits that known archetype. To appeal to a lookalike audience, Joe added, here's the thing: people do respond to people who look like them. I mean, I don't think that's massively racist. I just think that's human, right? Then Joe then discussed the more glamorous tuxedo wearing style ads, which involves celebrities like Chris Rock and British actor British actor sarcastically giving, he needs the money. He really needs the money. Well, I don't think he thinks much more of it. There was quite a good movie called Lost in Translation with Bill Murray, where he went to Japan to film an ad for whiskey. He played this like A-lister movie star, right? And he meets up with Scarlett Johansson before she was famous, when she was just like young, right? They have a weird connection and a wander around Japan together. Right, it's a really nice movie. Right, I really like that movie. And he ends it with a call for all people to write their MPs, encouraging them to respond to the evidence of urgently start restricting gambling advertising. Well, here's the thing: I'm not big into what Australia's doing with like blocking the internet, right? But then again, I am really on board with like getting kids off social media, right? Just in general. I mean, like, honestly. Could you imagine how much better the Jodie Whittaker years would have been on Twitter if under 16-year-olds weren't allowed on? Oh my God, they were a nightmare, those kids. Oh, the worst ever. Right? I'm kind of on board for that, right? I am on board for that. Yeah, and I would love to see under 16-year-olds not on social media. Really, I think that's much better for them. Since posting his anti-ad, fans have responded to him tackling such an important issue with honesty and fairness. How have they done that? So a couple of people said on Twitter, "You're generally national treasure, Chris." I mean, Chris, I like you a lot, but you're a miserable sod, and you're always supporting in anything socialist, no matter if it's sane or not. Love Chris, but I agree with him on this. That this is what we've so long seeing this. It's great seeing this. The advertising gambling is unbelievable. I really can't. I can't disagree. Right, I can't disagree. I can't disagree about this. This is a bullshit story. Doctor is dominating streaming following the franchise divorce to Disney. No, it's fucking not. Oh, what are you talking about? However, that doesn't stop the show from gaining popularity on Amazon, where it reached the top 10 online streaming stores, proving that the people are still interested in watching the long-run BBC series. Yes, but they're not interested in watching anything after Peter Capaldi. Apparently, they're not even that interested in watching Peter Capaldi. So Doctor Who, I would love to know what Doctor Who, though, wouldn't you? Set number 8 on Amazon top TV shows by the Amazon. Yeah. Let's ask Grok, shall we? X.com. What episodes of Doctor Who perform well on Amazon? Yeah, see, I don't think there's any, frankly. 41 results, thinking. Blink, Heaven Sent. Here's on the top 4. No, what? film on Amazon likely refers to the highest viewer ratings and critical acclaim on Amazon Video, where there is much classic and modern series of stream. Really? Well, what's his claim here? For Amazon, where it reached the top 10 on the online stores charts. Hey, 1 second. Does Doctor Who set a number 8? Yeah, let's try this. Is Doctor Who in the top 10? I mean, because maybe it's bollocks, right? Maybe they just don't have the bollocks. No, Doctor. However, following shifts in the streaming rights after Disney Plus era, the modern day of Doctor Who 2005 onwards has seen a surge in popularity on Amazon, briefly reaching numbers 8 and number 6 over on the overall top TV show charts, likely referring to the purchase rental performance in the specific category around Christmas 2025. Interesting. So people are buying it, right? People are buying it. But they're not like watching it for free. So yeah, this is bollocks, isn't it? Yes, we call that bollocks, right? Absolute bollocks. I'm not even reading this. Okay, Doctor Who actor reprises a vintage role for fun charity cameo. So do you remember the shittest Doctor Who ever? Time Lash, and it's irredeemably awful, right? It is irredeemably awful. One of the things that had this super shit robot in it, right? Which was this bloke with blue hair, a blue face, and hair dyed. So he got dressed up as this again to go on a fun run. Okay, really? How many years ago? It was 85, 85, yeah, probably 85. So 25, 30, 40 years later, he dyed his face blue again. Okay. Dude, that's just like you're grasping at straws at fame at that point, aren't you? Battles in Time return. Oh man, I thought they were shit at the time. I do have a Battles in Time TARDIS on my shelf though. All right, here, 1 second. If I turn up, maybe you can see it. Yeah, you see that TARDIS? What is it? Right there behind the Dalek. That is a Battle in Time's TARDIS. There you go. That's the only thing I know about Battles in Time. There you go. Right, they're launching a new a whole thing. The classic trading. I mean, look, if you're a Doctor Who fan from the 2010s, you're really psyched about this. So Master Replicas is bringing back. That's interesting. They also got something else they're bringing out as well. Doctor Who Battle in Time was first published at Trading Card Company Part 1. Blah 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 blah. 2006 to 2009. Each issue is featured drawn by John Ross. Oh no, thank you. And Lee Sullivan and Aldec Cook. Man, this is a sample of the image of Rose in the first Battle of Time card play. Oh wow, that was a bit of a ropey illustration. If you don't want me saying so, sir. All right. No, 1 second. What's this? 1 second. Okay, fine. Let me just. Yeah. I understand this, and we'll do this in about 90 minutes. Okay, fine. I'm glad that guy's thing. I hope it sorts the thing out. So anyway, they're coming back. Oh yeah, this is. Look, the trouble is, at the time there was so much Doctor Who, you could be kind of picky about Doctor Who's that you could just miss, right? And it was fine because there was so much Doctor Who going on. Nowadays, you feel like, Especially if you come from the wilderness years, right? You feel like every moment, every bit of Doctor Who is precious. Fine. So yeah, these are the new cards. And again, I don't really want a shooty card. I just feel that this shooty card's going to kind of suck my dick, or do something untoward like that. Anyway, Battle on Time's coming. Is it going to be wildly expensive? Hang on. Do we have a link to it? It said Master Replicas, right? Pre-order here. Let's have a look. Let's see how much it is. It is Master Replicas. Fine, we'll stick with that. So do you get this whole big box? So special game pack order now. Start your collection. It contains 18 new unique cards. 30 cards reissued from the trading. £25 isn't bad for that. I have to tell you. Here. Oh boy, that is nice. Oh, how much is that? £125. And it looks like it's worth it, right? Oh, that is gorgeous, isn't it? Right? Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, that is just, that's really cool. What does it? Does it Enterprise D? I think I want it for the D myself. Light up replica of the main display on the Sovereign class USS Enterprise NCAE. The panels are designed to be hung on a wall or to be displayed. They light up at the press of a button, just like displays on the starter. Even when they are off, the artwork is clearly visible, allowing you to study the ship systems in depth. Okay, fine, whatever. But no, there's some more Doctor Who news coming up from this one. What have we got here? Captains in Time. By the way, this is something else I'd love to get this, the phaser, and the communicator, right? This looks freaking gorgeous. Look at this thing. Right? I love it. And it comes with these little discs you put in it. There was a video I saw about this. I was like, yeah, that looks awesome. Anyway, but no, there's some new Doctor Who merchandise coming out. They just announced. Where is it? Show brands, or is it new releases? Maybe it's going to be under new releases. No, what are they doing? Battlestar Galactica? Oh, that's Mass Effect. We'll go there. Is there a new section? Okay, well, let me see what you got on Alien. Okay, nothing. Don't tickle my balls, darling. Right? Don't tickle my balls. More to discover. No. Okay. Fine, I'll just do browse brands. Let's see Doctor Who. Sort by YouTube. Hang on. It's over there. Okay. It's fine. Hang on. There you go. On the wrong thing. There you go. Fine. So they got, man, these are expensive. £280. Bloody hell. Right? For a second Doctor and Master figure. Here. Well, does it take me to the site? Okay, let's try going back to Master Replicas. Where is it? Now I've lost that. Okay, yeah, we'll go to brands. Doctor Who. Doctor 121, 1/6 scale, maybe? Maybe 1/6 scale. Okay, fine. Now, the post of it was not complimentary, right? The dubious Master Rescue unannounced, jacked up the price, 80 quid. They used to be £200 each, now they're 280. Right, that's true. Why so many months after pre-order does it go out? The people who order them get to have them at the cheaper price? Well, they should do, shouldn't they? That just seems kind of reasonable, doesn't it? Let's have a look. It's a lovely figure, isn't it? Oh, a bit of Kronos action there. I'm not. I don't really love him with the gun. I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah, this thing, which was whatever it was, I can't remember. That seems more like something that was in Doctor Who. The pre-order will ship at the end of the year. End of which year? I don't know. I never really like figures with real clothes on them because they just don't look real, right? It just highlights how not real they are. 500-year diary, recorder. Yeah, I think putting the real clothes on it just makes it look fake to me. But again, I'm not really a maven on these things. Man, and here, let's see if we can see under the packaging. Yeah, again, I'm sorry, putting the real clothes on it just makes it look fake. I want to tell you. Like, the scarf doesn't look blimey. What'd you get for the extra 70 pounds? What does this give you? Does it come with a blowjob? I don't know. We'll ship spring 2026. Oh, yeah, no, it hasn't been released yet. Yeah, mate, I'm sorry. I'm not really rushing to buy this. Yeah, this does not look good. I'm sorry, it doesn't look good. See what alien stuff they got. Nothing. I already checked the alien. Let's see Battlestar Galactica. Modern, please. Oh, the base style looks good. Man, that looks nice. How big is this? 10 inches long. Ooh, does it have a lighty up eye? Yeah, it needs a lighty up eye, right? If it doesn't have a lighty up eye, I think you missed a trick. Right, okay. 50 quid for that. A bit pricey. Anything else they got good here? Well, the brands. Dude, oh, okay, let me see. Thopter, can you position it in any other ways? Because, by the way, this is the only time I've ever seen a believable ornithopter. Finally, they worked out how to do it. Finally. Dude, Jerry Anderson. Oh, what else we got here? Matrix. I always really regret not buying those awesome McFarlane Matrix toys. Right? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think they had one of the Sentinels. That was cool. That was super cool. See what Jerry Anderson stuff there is. Oh, that's it. Okay, yeah, I do like these. I do like these retro action figures. All right, Ed Staker down. Yeah, I would like all of them, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this will be a fun collection to have. And this is this is just a second box set. Fine, so that's Jerry Anderson. Fallout. I watched about half of Fallout Season 2, Episode 1. And the fact I keep turning off, I think, is a bit of a sign. Don't you? Right, yeah, this is what I want. The phaser, the communicator, the tricorder. Oh, these mouse pads look nice. Look at that. Oh, they're gorgeous. What's that? No, thank you. One of the funky DS9 coffee cups. What else you got? Voyager plaque. Again, I wasn't a fan of Voyager, but I do like the Voyager plaque. Oh, go away. Go away with these awful lower decks people. Fine. I think we've exhausted that topic, haven't we? I think we've exhausted it. The Master Replicas also have a 14th and 15th Doctor. Okay. I'm just really intrigued to see who is there a market for it? Right? If there is, there is. If there isn't, there isn't. right? It's really that simple. Oh, pluribus. We can get to that in a minute. What's this one over here? What's this? How time pressure time or Peter Capaldi to use an age-old TARDIS hack to get his lights right. What happened? Well, Redford's Keir Starmer, he was unaware of the apparent post by a chip shot. Oh, God, this is funny. So, this is just a complete aside. Keir Starmer got this this guy into England who openly tweets all the time how much he hates white people and they should all be killed, and how much he especially hates Jews. But wait, there's a Peter Capaldi story here. Where the hell? Why did that go away? Is there a search here? Peter Capaldi. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Is this a recent one? Yeah. Doctor Who actor Peter Capaldi let slip his big secret of the hit show to the fans. He admitted he resorted to sticking lines of dialogue on his time-traveling TARDIS as pressure filming and BBC built up. See, I just don't understand that. Like they used to make a lot more episodes, right? And you made 10 episodes a year, right? Hartnell made how many? Like 30. It's tough, but it's great. That's my terrible Capaldi. I'm not complaining about it because it was blissful. It was as the center of, as well as being the center of attention for so long. You wouldn't run out of any event. It would crush you. Oh, come back, Peter. Always forgiven, mate. So he used to do the Peter Davison trick of putting what's the word? Putting a script on the around the TARDIS. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see if we can do the best of Big Finish. Well, at least we'll do that. Let's do that right now. It's going to take Big Finish. Probably take some time to work out. Big Finish. I'm nearly finished listening to the new Second Doctor one. I'm about halfway through the last story. Trouble is, it's very much a sequel to the one that came before it. Like, it's very, very, very much a sequel. And it's been too long. Like, I don't remember who the Morai is and who the Kippers are, and what? I don't understand any of it. All right, while we're waiting for Big Finish, Big Finish open up. Here we go. Let's see what their short trips Christmas deal is. 5 golden rings. So what? How much is it? See, I wouldn't pay $20 for it. I certainly would I don't know. They started to actually get better voice talent from number 12, but still, I don't know. These ones at $7 each. That's probably a better idea. So who's written by? But who's starring in it? Backstage, production credits, performed by. This is the thing. The only thing we really care about. Who's reading them? Well, also who's writing them. William Russell, David Troughton, Katie Manning, Louise Jameson, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sophie Aldred, and India Fisher. I mean, and the quality is normally pretty darn good. This is something, Volume 4 is something I would go for. Right? It totally is something I would go for. At $6.75, why not? I think I got Volume 4. I got Volume 4, Volume 3. Yeah, again, William Russell, David Troughton, Katie Manning, Louise Jameson, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, over India Fisher. Yeah. But this is back when Doctor Who, the big videos were pretty good. But they had a bunch of them where there was no-name people. Same thing over here. And this Volume 1, this is the promo for Volume 1. But also, it's the same people reading them. So, okay, these early ones I will certainly recommend. Right? I would certainly recommend. Now it's up to Volume 11, 1891. Sophie Aldred, Adele Anderson, Alicia Antonine, John Colshaw, Jake Dubman, Dan Starkey, Matthew Waterhouse. I don't know. All right, the $6.75 ones. That's almost certainly worth it. What other Big Finish Christmas things they have? Short trips here. Let's find out what Big Finishmas was this year. You give you freebies. You could get on 25th. You got Frankenstein for $4.99. That's actually pretty good. Earth Search, Mind Walk, not for me. Starcops, Mother Earth, 998. No, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother. The second season wasn't bad. Robin Hood. Yeah, no. Creek Robin Hood now available for $9.99. If you like that, the Jonas Armstrong Robin Hood, fine. See if we can find it. Audio books. Robin Hood. All right, so it's normally $27. And Jonas Armstrong, Richard Armitage, David Harewood, and Sam Troughton. I bet. Listen, if you like this Robin Hood, I think it's probably pretty good. Would be my guess, right? That would be my guess. Anyway, let's have a look at. Let's see if I can work out a top 10 list for Big Finish this year. Okay, we'll start with 01. I mean, we've got to do a list of the listenable ones. Okay, nothing here. Oh, nothing here. No, nothing to see here. Sadly, no. January is a complete dud. I mean, you had a couple of things in there, but they're not even on my. This was a major disappointment. The Stephen Noonan Doctor Who for that year. That was a really major. Again, you want Stephen Noonan and Laurent Cornelius being the first Doctor and Dodo. They are perfect together, right? I mean, and the old ones are just great. Oh my god! But they're way too expensive. They're $27. Yeah, wait, see if you get them on a sale. Zygon was barely interesting. Classic Doctors, New Monsters. No, that's the one where they gave the 8th Doctor rom-com. No, I don't give two shits about the Fugitive Doctor. So, Master, no. Doctor and Brain Drain, I found that kind of just more of the same. I like Tim Trelawney. Van PT, good luck. David Terror Aspect, you should have got an AI Paul Darrow to read it. I'm sorry. Call me Master. No, leave me alone. How about call me fuck off? So I was very bored by this Tom Baker box set. Like, really genuinely bored by it. And I couldn't work out why. I just think there's so much of it there. Like, it's just not worth the $30 they're charging. Two Genesis Cybermen, not very good. You much better get spare parts. That's a much better Cybermen Genesis story. This is an adaptation of a 4-page prose prose version of Kit Pedler's original Genesis Cybermen, and it's not very good. Right? Not very good at all. No. How do you make Riversong worse? You put Tegan and Ace in it. And Time War, that was okay, right? That one was okay. Paternoster the Gang, no, was never for me. Didn't really like them on TV. Again, we're at April, and I haven't got the first thing to put on the list yet. Hook Light, it was a bold idea. Didn't work for me at all, right? Not at all. Planet Chronoid, same thing. OCS Pilot, I'm sure you're not going to see anything more from OCOS. I'm sure you're here. Let's see who's reading Short Trips now. Volume 13. Exactly. Like again, why would I pay Rebecca Root, India Fisher, Janet Fielding, Claire Corbett, Kay Brown, and Laura Aikman? I don't know who some of those people are. Like, zero interest. Genuinely zero. Who are you? Okay, I'm not. Whatever. Like, why would I pay $20 for that? $22. Don't get afraid. So you fucked yourself in the ass. And Commanding Chronicles, it wasn't bad, but it was like, oh god, it crawled, and it wasn't that great. I don't even think I finished listening to it. The Cosmos Mr. Clark, I haven't got further than the first half of the first story. It's just super unengaging. So I understand the War Doctor Rises Fallen Heroes. When you get to the last part, it gets fantastic. So I'm going to stick with it, right? I've listened to the first part, but I'm going to finish the second Doctor thing first. So Hook, like, again, just couldn't hook me. Yeah, the best thing they put out this year was the Eighth Doctor and Lucy Miller series 4, and that was from how many years ago? Which was fan. And this was when they actually knew what they were doing, right? They really, yes. Like, what year was this from? Blood of the Daleks. 2007. Yeah, they really did well because they release them each week for download, right, on Saturday nights. But man, look, nothing. Mate, there's nothing to recommend. I kind of like the idea of Space Security Service, but I'm not going to pay for it, right? Rose Cruella, again, another dud for me. Just unengaging. I don't know why it was unengaging, but it was genuinely unengaging. I don't like Sullivan and Cross. I think they're kind of a shit TARDIS crew. And this time was Sylvester McCoy. Man. And they forced me off the Eighth Doctor in pretty much every one of their ranges. Feast of Stephen, I got, but I never listened to. Unit Bravely Well. No, you're not going to be any of this shit. Geordie, Keith Thump. Okay. And the War Doctor, Smith and Sullivan. Smith and Sullivan is the most desperate shit ever, right? It just feels like, oh, please, guys. Yeah, no, they did Sky as part of the third Doctor range, and that was actually quite good. So, okay, Ninth Doctor Adventures, that's the best they've got so far this year. Holy shit! And it's like a 7 out of 10. This is the best they got this year. Wow. Sixth Doctor, no. Oh, especially with Nicola Bryant, they're all such woke shit. Like, all this stuff is no, re-release, no. Leave me alone. Oh. They completely changed the remit for, this is not the first Doctor Unbound, right? It's not the first, it's Simon Gurry or whoever's writing it as if they were sent back in time and could write for Doctor Who, right? That's essentially what it is. And I'm not that interested in it, frankly, right? Finally, what month is this? By September, we had a good release, which was the Fourth Doctor, Last Queen of the Nile. That was stonking, right? That was really good because you had a really traditional Hartnell, what's it called? A really traditional Hartnell historical with Tom Baker and K9 and Leader. And everything was great about it. And then it had a really good silent story as well, right? Really well written. I mean, this is absolutely so far the best release of the year. All right, not even close. I get honestly, I just not like need to make a list. One, right? If there's one thing, oh man, Alaxon boring as hell. Call me master. Call me fuck off. Again, so the Nice Doctor stuff, they're okay, but they're very samey. They've all been on the power state so far. As something's going on, like they're all the same thing. If you like season 24, Wicked is probably for you. I'm not really a fan. Right? Why are these not books on tape? I don't know. War Master, I stopped listening to again, and I'm not really interested in the Alistair Locke narrated Afterlife. This was not bad. Not good. Not bad, though. This was better than the other third Doctor release this year. Right? So this one I'll put... Yeah, this goes behind the Fourth Doctor release, but it's not... I think this is about the same level of the Ninth Doctor release. Right? Really not good enough for me to say, yeah, these are great. November, oh God, leave me alone with what's the name? The worst companion ever. Geordie, no. Sherlock Holmes, I didn't give a try to. Weird $55 collection of shit. Like, I don't know. Me. So we got, I think, what, 2 or 3 things? So yeah, okay, Cybergene. Best thing this year, Cybergene. Second best thing, one sec. We'll do it this way. I'll put that one up there because that wasn't been bad. Jordy, no, fuck off. Leave us alone. No. Okay, we're nearly there. I think this is it. And then let's pull up the first Ninth Doctor release. Okay, this is the only thing I could recommend for this year. Boy, it's not good. It's not good. Okay, so once again, Ninth Doctor adventures with they've all been set in the power state so far. It's lovely hearing Chris Eccles and Billy Piper again, right? I just wish this season had more shape, right? It's just amorphous so far, right? It's all like weird thing happening in power state. Oh, there's an ancient alien left there. The Doctor's got sorted out. There's some emotional intrigue. Whatever. It's just these are 6.5 to 7 out of 10. If you're hankering to hear more of them, great, good for you. This was nearly good, right? There was the biggest problem was it had a supervillain in which we never heard of before, and it's supposed to be like the return of supervillain, and it's nobody you give a shit about. It's about this. It's about the same height of quality as the Ninth Doctor Adventure. Like nothing's knocking out the park. And then I'm going to go for this as the number. This is the third best thing this year, and I haven't finished listening to it yet. This biggest problem is it's a direct sequel from the last box set, and it's just you try to remember all the details is very rough, right? There's a lot of interesting stuff going on there with like the Dalek manipulation of time to become corporeal, right? But that's about it. And was it Last Queen on Mars? As I said, very traditional First Doctor historical story. Really got that kind of like feel as well. Feels like the Romans, right? It feels like it's a good historical, right? And weirdly, the Fourth Doctor, K9 and Leela fits seamlessly into it, right? You would have thought it'd be jarring not doing a First Doctor adventure with the Fourth Doctor crew. Really works, like really, really genuinely works. And then they got a really good 2-parter with the Silence, where first part you hear it all from the point of view of the protagonist, which means they have their memory of the Silence erased, right? So you don't actually see or hear much of the Silence in the first episode. And in the second episode, you hear all the bits that you missed, right? And it fleshes out the story, and it's really good, right? So this one's actually worth the money. Blimey, not much there. And for me, my favorite thing this year has been Cybergene, a Eighth Doctor classic, where they, I think, in a quite an effective way, find a way to get all the Cybermen in to this. Again, I think it's cyber epic. It feels Christmassy in that it's got 3 parts to it, right? It makes it that 3 parts to a whole story. Let's look at the trailer for it. But again, for me, it makes a big difference, right? You need a story big enough to be able to justify it. Doing this, look at this. We looked at this before, I'm sure. By the way, the way I actually cope with the Jodie stuff and everything when they put it into things that I do like, I feel that the Jodie stuff and everything after Capaldi is in a different reality, different universe. I think there's probably lots of different universes. I think this is a universe where they had some of those elements, like you saw the cyber gene just now, right? But it's like in a universe where it's not shit.
We were exactly like you once. Wherever there is disease, wherever there is infirmity,
humanity can be improved. You shall be like us soon. We are inevitable.
I just wish I'll start using AI for this.
We remove the weaknesses that hold you back.
we will survive. We will conquer.
On Earth, on Mundas, on Telos, out in the depths of space.
Having all the Cybermen together is really cool. I have to say, it really is.
Cannot turn us back. Logic over emotion. Strength over weakness. Metal over flesh.
You will be upgraded. You will welcome the evolution of your species.
Wherever humans exist, our potential is always with.
See, great case in point. I hate the Jodie era. I think it destroyed canon. I thought the Cybermen design was excellent.
You will be like us. We are the Cybermen.
Yeah, it feels a bit like an F. It is, actually. Yeah, so who wrote that one? Because it was actually written with a good knowledge of Doctor Who. Jonathan Morris. And Jonathan Carey is generally speaking very, very good. So, man, that was a shit year for Big Finish. That was a shit year for Big Finish. Blimey. Oh, I wonder, will next year be any better? Let's have a quick whiz through. I doubt it. Is there anything that's like... I mean, Star Cops is normally good, but I kind of fell out of that range. I might get the Companion Chronicles. I already have these Lost Stories. $60 is expensive. I'm still on board for the Ninth Doctor stuff. I just wish it would go somewhere. I'm buying this third Doctor Adventures with trepidation. Right? I will get the 11th Doctor stuff, but I really don't like some of the writers. Beth Axford, right? Just kind of rubs me up the wrong way. I'm just not the sort of person who I think I would like to see a Doctor go. Let her write the 13th Doctor stuff. Not interested in Unit Bambera. This one I'll probably get with trepidation. And I feel the same way about the Fourth Doctor Adventures. There's a new Unit series. No. Dark Gallifrey, please leave it. Like, can you just give up with it already? Time on Uncharted, Sixth Doctor, probably. I mean, like, none of these things go, oh, yeah. Yes. We have to see what they do. Look, there's nothing. Okay, this is what I'm looking forward to, right? The 12th Doctor Adventures. Just because I missed the 12th Doctor so much, I think there should have been so much more of him. Hope they do something good with McCoy. They should do something in the New Adventures era, right? Second Doctor stuff, it's beginning to drag on now, right? It really is beginning to drag on. But again, it's because it's become too involved in its own continuity, right? Sadly. Okay. Nothing made me go, oh, can't wait for that. Everything I'm going, yeah, I can wait for all of this. Wait, just I don't mind waiting. Okay, I mean that doesn't really bait your breath. So I think let's look at this then. 10 moments that almost killed Doctor Who. 10. Doctor Who was almost over before it starts. Here, example of Doctor Who's near demise. Cable Shaw's show had even aired a single episode back in 1963. The Beatles, blah, blah, blah. The first ever episode was completely scrapped after being recorded. Co-creator Sidney Newman feeling that the Doctor was just a bit too unlikable and the overall pace was too slow. Meanwhile, the controller of BBC Television, Donald Bavswick, whom had originally tasked Sidney with creating a tea time family show that would be Doctor Who, was more than a little concerned about how much it would cost to bring all the time and space life. But that's a fair thing to worry about. Initially agreed that 4 episodes will be produced after extending this to 13. The further commitment didn't last long, as Bavswick clearly punched in the numbers on Abacus in the conclusion that the BBC couldn't afford to produce any more Doctor Who until the Daleks came along, right? In October 1960, he sent a memo to producers, such a costly serial is not one I can afford for this space in this financial year. You should therefore not proceed with any further production, more than 4 episodes. Fortunately, after a few crisis meetings, a bit more number crunching, Doctor was given the green light again for the producers and figured they could make the show a little bit more cheaply. So, yeah, essentially you had the Unearthly Child, the Daleks, and Edge of Destruction, right? And the Daleks made Doctor Who succeed. William Hartnell's departure. We all knew Bill was going to finish, but that he was gone. There were discussions. Okay, is that the end of the show, or do we have another actor? Shall we have an actor that looks like Bill, or shall we have a completely different actor? That they were creatively free enough to go for a completely different actor is one of the greatest things they ever did. Right? It was a really good idea. Just like how in the James Bond movie they didn't try and tie them all together. Right? I mean, they tried loosely, but it doesn't really matter. Here's boxed up now. 1 second. Got it. Fortunately, the decision was made to continue with the show with a new lead actor, which itself raised a whole new crop of concerns. Would the public accept the new Doctor in about 2 weeks? It didn't take long. That's going to certainly put Rest in Patrick Troughton was amazing, right? I believe, according to Adventure in Time and Space, I don't know how historically accurate it is, right? They cast Patrick Troughton, right, before they told William Hartnell. I may get interested if they try the Bambera stuff. She was underused in that season 27 story. The whole season 27 lost thing just didn't really work. Again, Bess Chalmers did not work as a companion. Since Dimension today, how you doing? Since Dimension, thank you. Shalom, my brother. How you doing, baby? Number 8, the color transition. Yes, it was very Lee Camps at the end of the Patrick Troughton years, right? After the concept of regeneration was introduced, Patrick Troughton played the role for a few more wonderful years, and then found the meaning of continuing after the lead actor departed. So it seemed that it could keep on going indefinitely. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation was less and less likely as Troughton got closer to leaving the show, with ratings dwindling towards the end of his tenure. The BBC simply considered ending the show in 1969, with the possibility of replacing it with a revival of Nigeria's Quatermass from 1950. Well, I can see that's why Doctor Who went in that direction. Right, the poetry years were much more like, X-File-y realistic. After poetry's it was basically 1 year, and Derek Sherwin was taken off halfway through, I think. Soon, though, it was decided Doctor Who will soldier on for at least the other year, transitioning into colour and casting a new Doctor in the form of John Pertwee. But even then, the troubles weren't over. After Pertwee's first year in the role, there was yet another talk of bidding Doctor Who off, with producer Barry Letts beginning work on a potential replacement show called The Snowy Black, about a displaced Australian cowboy. Oh, God, that sounds awful. This period also didn't last that long, with the higher-ups determining that the Pertwee's first season had performed well enough to continue. I think it was had a marked upturn, didn't it? Because, again, it went very, very X-Files. Doctor in distress. Yes. Right? I mean, the only reason Doctor Who wasn't cancelled in 1985 because John Nathan Turner released an unauthorized press release saying it's being rested for 18 months, right? And that basically destroyed his life, right? That's why the BBC destroyed his life. And they did destroy his life. But 95, midway through the terrestrial season 2, it was announced that Doctor Who was going to be put on hiatus, right? And it was done, right? The hiatus announcement was John Nathan Turner breaking every rule, right? And again, basically ended up him being fucked over and eventually dying, actually. Poor old John Nathan Turner. What can you do? The reason for the numerous falling ratings was perceived the overly violent tone of the series. It was overtly violent and overtly violent. But the biggest was certainly BBC hosts just didn't like the show. Well, for good reason. I love season 22. It was shit. Watch Michael Gray's interview with Matthew Sweet. He is on the money. Everything he said is correct. Right? But again, I would love to see him watch episode 1 of Remembrance of the Daleks and get his real take and opinion on it, right? Because I think he'll be amazed how much they turned that show around after he left the BBC, right? But they massively turned that show around. Survival, the lack thereof. Yeah. Survival only draw 3.1 million viewers. Oh, you mean like more than Shooty Gatwa episode? Well, of course. Coming with the aforementioned disdain for Doctor Who, the higher ups, the reason for they finally managed to kill it. Right, they finally managed to kill it, but they didn't, right? Because it came back, right? But yes, the management time managed to kill it in Survival. The Star Spangled TARDIS. This was a dark time for Doctor Who, where in 1997, when the revival had failed, you don't often get another chance. Well, and you don't often get another chance of revival, but you did if you're Doctor Who. But it took another 8 years. Right, that took a long, 6 years. It was 6 years before it went into production, which was a long time, right? But yeah, listen, it went up against the episode of Roseanne where Dan had a heart attack, and just didn't do enough in the US to. Which again, I'm kind of glad of it, right? The 2005 revival that almost never was. Tell me more. In 2004, less than a year before the Ninth Doctor would explode onto the television, the newly appointed Director General of BBC, Mark Thompson, who clearly hates fun, made it one of his first ports of call to try and axe the series of Doctor before it ended up dying. Well, fuck you. What's your problem? It appeared that his request came down from the Doctor Who's old nemesis, Michael Gray. Gray at this point was the chairman of BBC Board of Governors. Was one of the people involved in the show's hiatus and their cancellation in the mid-80s. Again, watch his interview on the season 22 Blu-ray box set. He's not wrong about anything he said, right? Luckily, it was quickly determined that things were simply too far along, and cancelling Doctor Who this day would represent a significant waste of time and resources. But just think how different things would have turned. Listen, if you're a fan from post-2005, you don't understand, right? Nobody thought it was going to succeed. Right, everybody thought that type of TV was just over. Right, nobody thought it could possibly succeed, and it did. Amazing enough, and it did, and it was massive. Right, and again, nobody thought it could possibly do that well. Yes, David Tennant leaving. They couldn't see how it could continue. They thought when they're bringing back in 2005. It'll be with Tom Baker, right? There were plans maybe to consider entering. David owned the role in a spectacular way, so the idea of Doctor Who could go on at all in the absence of David was a huge question. Huge question by stupid people, right? And again, I would argue the Matt Smith theory was far more successful and far better. The Flux nearly wiped out Doctor Who herself. Let's read this one in general. The Doctor Who used to battling monsters and aliens week in, week out, but in 2020 it faced a new kind of enemy. A global pandemic. It saved Chris Chibnall's ass because his shit he had written was just awful. With Doctor Who already contending with a frustratingly infrequent release schedule, the latter half of the 2010s, the last thing it needed was a huge scale shutdown of production, and that's exactly what it got in COVID. Listen, I hated everything that Chibnall did. Flux was better than anything else he did up until then. Right? It wasn't good, but it was still much better. Right, the showrunner Chris Chibnall had since revealed the BBC seriously questioned about whether the show could continue running. BBC was like, "Where's the money coming from? How are we going to do this? This is too difficult." As a result, there was a brief period where Doctor Who simply wasn't happening and nobody involved knew what the future of the time was. It was also, look, I know the BBC was pulling its hair out as it was fading so terribly, right? Even after COVID hurdles were overcome with strict filming regulations and shortened season of only 6 episodes, Doctor Who problem was over. Jodie Whittaker had been offered other work that would clash with the filming of Flux, but like the true hero she's not a true hero. She turned the offers down to film it. I wish she hadn't done it. Wish she hadn't. Okay. And The Power of the Doctor. And then what? Yes, it was cancelled. Right? And then Russell T Davies came back and made it worse. Amazingly. Like, you go, how could that happen? And yes, it did. Even with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall staying on for a third series, their third series and 3 specials, the uncertainty was far from over. Yes, it was in the shitter because it was woke shit. Going to the Power of the Doctor, it was still unknown what will come after, especially by Chibnall. 13 regenerated on Cliffside. That was supposed to be one of the most stunning regenerators ever seen, but it was written to be shot as a vague open ending, evening end with to be continued. But at this point, that it wasn't known who would be taken from Whittaker or Chibnall for that matter. Similarly, the showrunner Chibnall, on his way out, there was a period where the BBC didn't have a succession plan, and it was a bit of a state of limbo. Yes, because it was in the shitter, and they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't understand why. And they brought Rusty Davis back. He said, this guy will surely save it. And it ended up in the shitter. But while COVID nearly killed the show before Flux, it was responsible for saving it in a big way. Lockdown tweet along sparked something inside David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Yeah, okay, this is actually a fair point. If there was without that tweet along, David Tennant showing interest in coming back, and then Rusty Davis going that if it wasn't for all of that, we wouldn't have had RTD2, which I would argue might have been better. Who knows or dare. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.